If Tesla is a recession-proof stock, will Bitcoin be a recession-proof cryptocurrency? Well, let's talk about that for a second. I did have a belief in 2022 that Tesla would bear up much better than other assets out there, but I did not expect Elon Musk to sell $36 billion worth of stock in a time where the market was very weak. And many believe, including myself, that attributed to at least 70% of the fall in price. The whole Twitter debacle, making himself unpopular, the dump of the stocks, it was just a perfect storm of poop. But nothing fundamentally has changed with that. So let's explain why I do believe Tesla is recession-proof. One, no debt. They've got deep margins. Last earnings, I think they had 26, 27% margin. They're making on average $15,000 profit per car they sell. They can engage in price wars, and they are engaging in price wars to put the competition out of business or hurt them significantly. Because there's only one other car maker on earth that makes profit on EVs, and it's a very thin profit. And finally, Tesla can increase margins by increasing volume and become a global dominant leader. They also have a ton of levers they can pull. They can discount FSD, which is pure margin. And as they stamp out each and every incremental car, the margin gets bigger because the cost's full. All right, so that's why I believe Tesla is recession-proof. And we will see how it performs this year, but I'm pretty confident it'll do well. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Now, first of all, there's always that inflation hedge narrative, which didn't really pan out during the inflationary environment we had because Bitcoin was still tied to being a risk asset. Now, there's a couple of things that are aces in the hole for Bitcoin being recession-proof. One, it's decentralized and is not tied to any government or any institution. And this means it's not directly affected by an economic downturn or a financial crisis. And additionally, the limited supply, people always say 21 million Bitcoin. I believe it'll never exceed 14 million. And I've shared many videos on that as well, because so many are lost. And we had the Satoshi lockup of 1.04 million, etc., etc. And I think, I can't remember the exact numbers, but 67% of all Bitcoin has not moved in quite a long time. In addition, it's important to note that the value of Bitcoin can still be affected by market sentiment and speculation, and its price will be volatile. We just saw that now in a little bit of a dip. But I think one of the things that I still do believe is over time, it has the strongest computer network on Earth, which supports it, keeps it secure and safe. In addition, it is the hardest asset that I can find on Earth. Therefore, over time, fiat will debase and Bitcoin will go up. And as we saw, it shot up 32% in a couple of weeks. And that's the type of things it can do despite being beaten down. And we will be discussing this and other items tomorrow, by the way, on DCA and CTO's channel. So let's talk about one other thing to bear in mind, which is important. This is the Bitcoin divided by the M2 correlation. And Bitcoin peak was well ahead of the M2 peak. I put a little orange arrow in there signifying that. But it's clear that showing money supply raises all boats, i.e. the increase in M2 helps inflate all assets. Now the government is trying to reduce the M2 money supply, but they're doing it albeit very, very slowly. And they are also trying to do it for the Fed balance sheet, which is also proving very difficult. Now, the correlation here is at the bottom. You can see sometimes it's correlated, sometimes it's not. So, being recession, also the fact that the money to supply could come down a little bit should not impact Bitcoin too much, is my conclusion. So, hope that helps.